Hey everyone, it's Alice for Make It with Alice. This channel is for you to help you move forward in life with confidence, clarity, and hopefully you gain some life skills. So in the previous episode, I talked about discipline and why discipline is important to achieve anything in life. In this episode, I'm going to talk about social media and how it impacts our lives. The guy that I know, he does research on tech trends, and he just recently published an article. I'm going to read you the headline. It's called Americans Could Lose 7% of Their Lives to Social Media. And this was researched by Mark Vena. This is going to be super important to talk about what it means to lose 7% of your life. So stick around for this episode. I'll give you some stats and something to think about. I'm going to go ahead and get right to it. The first sentence of this article is Americans could lose almost 7% of their lives noodling on social media. Okay? That's about 32 days per year on social media apps, which means over an average lifespan of 78 years. An American spends 5 years, 4 months, and 22 days on social media. This is crazy, which equates to about 6.89% of their lifetime on social media. As I mentioned, Mark Vena, who's the principal analyst at Smart Tech Research in Vegas, he compiled the research, which was published in ecommercetimes.com. Now, I've been watching his Instagram page, and actually, he just published it recently, and I said, I gotta go and check this out because this is something I'm always thinking about. How much time should I spend on social media? And I think that this is all what you think about too. The crazy thing about this research is that social media is costing you in years, and what that means is you are spending 5 years of your life passively digesting information that affects your brain. So it's junk in, junk out. Now, social media is used for research, for inspiration, for example, watching these videos to inspire you, then you're an active participant. But if you're just scrolling, you're actually passively learning. And the difference between passive and active learning is passive is that you're not critically thinking about the information that's coming in. Active is you're assessing the information that's coming in. When you assess information, you find insights and you become inspired. When you passively just kind of like watch TV without really understanding what's going on, you're creating neural pathways in your brain and connections, which could be good, but it's also you lose time and you're not able to control your time. And there are benefits to controlling your time. Your time is finite on this planet. Anything that you want to achieve, you can. You just have to think what you want. You have to put the actions in place and the discipline to do it, because then you use every day as a gift and you don't know when's the last time that you're going to be here. And it's important to really understand where your time is going. How many of you have said, oh, I don't have enough time? Like, is that really true? Have you actually measured how much time you spend on social media? Have you actually measured your day, hour by hour, what you do? Because I promise you, if you limit some of the social media when you're bored, not when you're researching, you will find time to do pretty cool things. The most important thing that came out of this article is that screen time does affect our sleep patterns. So that's obvious. We all have known that. What I try to do is keep my phone on airplane mode. My roommate kicks the phone out of the room at night. The other thing too, what came out is that excessive screen usage can also contribute to sedentary behavior, which raises the risk of obesity and cardiovascular disease, which is interesting that this is coming up because I have a friend who's a doctor who just started telling me about the cardiovascular diseases going up. And we must ask, is it because of our sedentary lifestyle? Which is why I try to go to the beach 2 days a week and swim or take walks, because again, if we're sitting, it's not good for our hearts. In this article, we talk about balancing the use of social media and not getting rid of it. It's like when you're trying to quit alcohol or sugar or anything, like the more you try to restrict or quit, the more somehow it's going to come back into your life. I try to follow the 80-20 rule for everything. That 80% I stay healthy, 20% I have a cake. Or I may smoke a cigar once a year. Or I may not use sunscreen 20% of the time of the year. If you could kind of structure your time that maybe 20% of your free time you're on social media instead of 80%, you might be better off. And the interesting thing too is, what can you replace your social media usage with? One of the things I started doing, so I'm not scrolling on the phone because I love to stay in touch with my family and friends who are in other countries, I started making these vases, which by the way are for sale. I don't have an official website, but you just let me know if you're interested in buying one, and then I can go ahead and somehow figure out how to ship it. So I buy these vases or flower pots in a Chinese market across the street because I could make this ceramic bowl, but it's going to take me a lot of time. And then I collect these seashells. My roommate got these big ones from a restaurant. She was able to eat her lovely seashells and then collect these, and we wash them in the dishwasher. So we glue them on there, and then these are ceramic tiles that I found broken on the beach because Valencia probably does their city dumping in Spain, just like any country, because there's this one beach where I see all these fragments of ceramic. And there's another beach south where I find these like cool shells that are whole. I fill the spaces with plaster. I find that if I do this like 30 minutes a day, I have physical activity. I can create art, stay in my feminine power, and then hopefully maybe you guys would want to buy a bowl. Oops, I don't know. There's a few more in the back, so I should probably create an Instagram page and post them on there. Social media, just to recap, is costing you on average 5 years of your life if you reach the age on average of 78. Think about what is 5 years for you. What is that worth? Okay? If you could replace maybe 80% of that time with something else, what would you be creating? Would you be building these bowls? Would you go travel to Europe? Would you think about getting another job to purchase your home? Or would you do something entirely different? How many books would you write in that time? And more importantly, what magic can you create? In the next episode, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is quality of life, and learning how to live a more aligned life with your values, with your skill sets, and also with your personality and behavior. So how do we actually live a more aligned life? And this is going to be part of a bigger playlist eventually called Quality of Life with Alice. So I'm going to try to test the content and the information, see how you guys like it, and then hopefully bring you some more value. We always end with each episode with do the best that you can every day.